So, like I showed you before, the baby has arrived. In this video, I'm going to tell you the story, how one of my fears came true, the saga of the birth of this beautiful little baby. Or handsome, I'm not sure. Beautiful or handsome. We're so anxious. Aren't we very anxious to find out the gender?
Yeah.
We are so anxious to find out the gender. We cannot wait until it's old enough to tell us what it is. We just can't wait. That's why we've gone with tie-dye and things like that, because boys and girls can like tie-dye. But oh my God, I can't wait to see if we have a little girl or a little boy. Oh, one day soon enough, you'll be old enough to tell us what you are. In the meantime, it's it, right? But we sure do love it, don't we? And do we love it?
Yeah.
Do we love it very much?
Yeah.
We love it no matter what it is. No, obviously that's ridiculous and we're sane. So that's a lucky baby that's going to grow up with sanity. That's a lucky baby girl. A baby girl, right? You're a baby girl. You know how we can tell? Because science, right? Because we know. We could tell right away. So without further ado, would you like to say anything? She's awake this time. Last time I showed you she was asleep. Uh-oh, you lost your puggy. Let's get into it. What's up, real world? Twisted Luck. I hope everybody's good. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And like I said, I'll say it again because they continue. Thank you so much for everybody's congratulations and well wishes and prayers and just kind words for the new addition to our Twisted family. She's awesome. She's tiny and she's awesome. And we're very happy, very excited. And the previous youngest one is very proud to now be a big sister. Very, very proud. So thank you to everybody. And I told you there was a story to tell. And I'm going to tell you the story in this video. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to tell you the story of how chaotic things got and how there were twists and turns and how my twisted luck once again played out. That whole twisted luck thing, I've had that for a long, long time. I coined that a long time ago, long before I ever even thought of a YouTube channel. Before YouTube was even a thing. I've had the term twisted luck. I've used it for several different things for a reason. So I like to be prepared for everything, as you know. And we had a date. We had a date that they were, if the baby had not arrived yet, they were going to induce on May 31st. And then that changed, and it was going to be May 27th, which was just yesterday, I think. Don't give me... my dates still... I just slept for the first time last night, so I might be off on the dates. No, 26th. Friday would have been the 26th, I think. I'm going to go with the 26th, and today is the 27th. Maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. That was the date. And the doctor had said, if you get that far, if she doesn't come before then. So Wednesday, the 24th, was an interesting day. Actual labor, it turns out, started at about 2 p.m. Weren't sure, she wasn't sure. I'm all anxious and everything anyway, because I'm like, I don't know what to... I have to judge everything based on what she tells me. Like, what are you feeling? And we've been through this before, obviously, so you would think you just remember, like, okay, but no, every time it's like I get anxious and panicky. I mean, I handle things well, but I think what it is I don't like to feel helpless. I like to feel like I can take care of everything, and when things I don't know are happening, like I can't, no such thing as can't. I can, but it's more difficult. So as time progressed, we realized, okay, these are real contractions. It looks like it's really going to be time. We waited a bit, and I don't want to wait so long that... See, my wife doesn't want to drive on the highway during rush hour or in the rain. I don't want to wait so long that I have to deliver a baby in the car, which I will, and as you know, I had studied up on everything I need to do. I had a kit pre-packed, put together in the back of the truck that had blankets, towels, sterile scissors, hand sanitizer, gloves, distilled water spray bottle, string, clamps, anything everything that I would need in that case, I would have. And I felt comfortable and confident that I could do it. So I didn't want to be one of those people that, stops on the side of the road and calls 911 screaming, tell me what to do. I wanted to just be able to handle it. So I was confident with that. Also in preparation, I want to make sure everything's ready. I prepare everything and then make sure, gas stays full in the vehicle that we're taking, and make sure everything is good with it. I mean, I went up and I had a tire balance that was a little out of balance, and because my worst concern, one of my biggest fears is like being on the way, she's in labor, and then getting a flat on the way, right? And like, oh my God, we would have made it, but instead I have to deliver a baby because we got a damn flat. And so that would be terrible. So one of my nightmares. So I got everything prepped, I got everything ready, and time is going on throughout Wednesday, and we've made the decision, yes, we need to go. If we get sent back, I don't care about the drive. We have about a 30-minute drive to where we were going. That's not the part that bothers me. I'm more concerned about not going when we should have, and I deliver the baby in a car. So I would rather do that. And she's been determined to do this naturally. She wasn't sure, but she's been determined to do it naturally. And I honestly, I really thought she was going to do it. But she was, obviously, when you're in that position, whatever happens, you can't be like, who knows. But she was determined that she wanted to do it naturally. And she was confident that she could do it. And she talked about that for a long time. So we load up, we go out at we actually missed rush hour, thankfully, but it was raining. So she got the highway in the rain, and we're going, but as soon as we left the house, right, the contractions got stronger and closer. And then I was keeping my cool and everything, because, no matter how stressed I am or anxious I am, I always have to be the rock. That's been the story of my life forever, right? I'm the rock. I don't show what I'm feeling. I am the rock. I am the voice of, confidence and calm. Don't worry, I got this. And I do, and I'm confident that I got this. Things might stress me out, but I don't let it be known, because that'll stress other people out. So I was a little concerned. I'm like, oh man, I hope we get there now, right? So we're going on the highway, we're driving. It's not too busy on the highway. There's some traffic, but we're going, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this. We're gonna make this. And then, hear this bong on the dash, and I'm like, what is that? It's like you took your seatbelt off, or the temperature went up, or the tire light came on. And I looked down, and it's flashing at me. Oh my God. The tire light flashing. I've never seen the tire light flash before, right? If a tire gets low, it comes on. And it's pretty picky, so you could be just a couple pounds low, and it'll come on, and you're good. Unless it's a real quick leak, you're good. But flashing, I've never encountered. So, of course, this is the first time I would encounter that. Of course. One of my worst nightmares, a flat while she's in labor on the way to the hospital. Oh, my God. So, I get off the highway. I'm like, I don't know. This sucks. This is terrible. But I'm I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it real quick. Back on the road real fast. We got this. And in my mind, I'm like, OMG. Because, like, if you're familiar with the engine light, right? And if you don't know this, remember this. To anybody who's not familiar, your engine light comes on, right? Oftentimes, if not most times, not a huge deal. It's telling you there's something, right, that you're going to have to check on, repair, fix, whatever it is. Change, whatever. So your engine light comes on. Don't panic. Don't panic. You can, safely drive and get the light checked and see what it needs to be, or have your own scan tool so you can read the code, see what it is. But if the engine light flashes, that's something big. If your engine light is flashing at you instead of just solidly on, it's something big, and you need to very quickly stop, because continuing driving at that point, depending on what it is, could cause further damage, and it could end up being, can't even be repaired. So it's urgent if your engine light flashes. Always remember that. It's urgent. So I assumed the tire light flashing means, hey, sorry about that. We didn't warn you in time. But yeah, you're all the way flat now. And it felt okay. Like I wasn't feeling like flat, but I felt like it's getting close. So I got to stop right away. Pull into this rundown little gas station. And, just in a, super not great area gas station. But it was right off the highway, and I had to stop right away, right? Jump out of the truck. I'm looking. I'm like, which the hell tire is it? None of them looked good, and I had all the pressures up, right? That's one thing that I checked in prepping the vehicle for this trip. They were all up to pressure. And I'm looking, and my mind's kind of panicky, so I'm looking at them all quick, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything obvious. So now I'm like, but I would think it would be very obvious because that light was flashing at me. I'm like, crap, what do I do? So I'm going around a closer look, and I see this little gem here sticking out of the back tire. We picked up a screw on the highway, and it's pissing out air, right? That's what's going on. That's why the light's going on. I'm like, crap. Because in my truck, I've got my plug kit. I've got my little mini compressor for air. Anything I might need in my other truck, I have no plug kit in hers. Matter of fact, even my tire pressure gauge, which I normally keep one in her vehicle, always, but it was in the shop for a month, if you remember, getting a whole new engine. So I took stuff out of it, and it just never got replaced, and I didn't think of it, unfortunately. So I'm like, crap. So I go up to the air machine. I'm like, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill it up, top it off with air, get to the hospital because it's not much further, and I'll deal with it later in the parking lot. Go to the air machine, $1.50 for air, quarters only. Well, I've got one of those, and it doesn't take debit. So, man, I go inside, and I'm like, oh, so I'm going to go buy something, right? Buy something. I pick it up. Hey, you could cash back? No, we don't have cash back. I'm like, crap. So what do? I get their nearly $20 bottle of Fix-A-Flat off the gas station shelf, and I pay for that with debit, right? So I grab that, start putting it in. Something's not going right, whether it's the valve stem or the Fix-A-Flat. It ain't working. It's not going in. So I should have just, thrown a $20 bill in the trash can. And I go next door to a next gas station. They have an air machine that takes debit. $2 for the air there. So $2, whatever. $2 it is. So I get them filled up with air. We get to the hospital. We're good. All right. I ended up not delivering the baby in the car because of a flat tire. Great. So we'll jump forward real quick. So it turns out when the tire light flashes, it indicates there's an issue with one of the sensors, right? It could have low batteries if yours take batteries, or it could be an issue with one of the sensors. And it might be I don't know what happened first, because it's very ironic that I had a screw and it was losing air. So I don't know which happened first. The sensor went bad, or it really was trying to tell me of this. I don't know. Very weird. But in that moment, right, it was panic. So we're in there. They admit her, right away. They say, yeah, you're in labor. So we're in there. We're admitted. It's like, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They move us to, they have like a big rooms there for new mothers for birthing. 2 a.m. See the baby yet? Mm-mm.
It's been 12 hours since I started having contractions.
Contractions for 12, oh yeah, it has been 12 hours. It's been nothing but wine and bitch too. Oh, it hurts. Oh, so uncomfortable. And big giant rooms. And the contractions get stronger and stronger. Water not broken. about 2 a.m., the water is broken. Contractions are getting stronger and stronger. They give her this peanut ball. If you're not, we haven't used a peanut ball before. I didn't know what it was. It's a squishy, giant peanut-shaped ball that they like kind of lay on their side or whatever, and they one leg propped way up, and it helps contractions move along. It helps the baby move down more or whatever. I don't know.
No, we don't.
It's a great the peanut ball.
So the nurses keep coming in, right? And I'm doing everything I can. I feel bad. She's handling this like a superhero, though. I mean, she's just breathing through the contractions. Even the nurses keep coming in like, wow, you're doing this amazing. You're handling this amazing. You know, I'm like rubbing her head or rubbing her back or leg or whatever, and just, you know, encouraging her that you got this, you got this. All right, this contraction's almost over. You're almost through it. You're doing good. Just doing everything I can, and in the moment, I don't even know if it's helping or if I'm, you know, annoying her. I don't even know, but I feel so bad and helpless. So the contractions after a couple hours are getting even worse, right? And she's, oh man, it's rough on her. She's still handling it amazingly, but it's rough on her. This goes on for a couple hours. Now we're close to 8 a.m. in the morning. Contractions now have gotten extreme. You know, the nurse had just been in a couple minutes earlier, and I'm still doing my thing. I'm still awake. I've been rubbing and encouraging for, you know, hours. And she, man, I don't know how she does the things that she do. You know, she just handled this amazingly. It's unbelievable. Like, seriously, like an amazing superhero. It's just unbelievable. Very proud. And she should definitely be very proud of herself. So then there's this big contraction, right? And I can tell that this one hurts a lot more. And as I'm rubbing her, I can feel that it's hard to describe, but she's like, it's involuntary, I believe, but she's kind of bearing down, right? The way I described it, as if someone's trying to squeeze out a fart, right? A big fart that's stubborn, but she's not pushing. It's just kind of happening. And I was like, ooh. And then right after that, there's another one. She's got the peanut ball, and she's kind of on her side. Another big contraction. Oh, and her vocals on this. Ah! Instead of coming back down, it's increasing and getting deeper. And I can feel that bear down again. This time it's not stopping. And I was like, the baby is here. That's, in my mind, I was like, oh, damn, the baby's here. I pushed the emergency button on the thing and got up. And I lift up her leg and take out the peanut ball, and here's the head. She's coming. Her head is here. I'm like, crap. And this is all in seconds, mind you, right? This is happening in seconds. I remember it in slow motion, though. So I'm like, oh, crap. I'm about to deliver this baby. I just pushed the button, but I'm thinking, I don't have time to go get somebody. I have to be right here because she's coming out right now. But in that moment, the door burst open, and I heard a stampede of people coming down the hall. I don't know which they saw first, that I pushed the emergency button or they heard that scream, and a whole army of people came running down. You hear people say, we know what that sound means. And everybody running in. First nurse comes in. She's like, okay, get the doctor. And everybody's gloving up. And within seconds, our baby was born. The doctor did show up later. I told her it was nice that she could join us, but she, didn't birth the baby. The nurse, there was like students in there and everything. Like there was a class of people, like, and every nurse on that floor and every PA on that floor ended up in that room because they all heard that scream, and they all said, yeah, we know what that sound means. We know when we hear that, there's a baby coming immediately. And wow, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, holy crap. When I moved that peanut, it was like, she's here. I see the head is here. And luckily everything worked out and everybody got in there at the same time. I actually, for the first time, I've never done it before, but I did cut the cord. Why the heck not, right? I cut the cord this time. I told myself, you know what, I should do it just to say that I did it. It always seemed kind of gross, like described to me like real chewy, and you have to really tear at it with the scissors. That wasn't really the case. It was kind of like cutting through a thick Slim Jim, kind of, but it was one snip and that was it. So it was no big deal, but I was proud of myself for that. I don't want to take away from my wife. She gets all the credit for that. Super proud of her. Unbelievable. Can't believe it. What's crazy? So I told you labor started on Wednesday, right? Tuesday night, and so we had plans with our doctor who has birthed all of our kids to do this on Friday, right? Because she's going to be there Friday and not until Friday. And I was hoping it didn't happen early because I really want her, because I really like her and trust her. And the night before, on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, my wife told me about it, that she had a dream that there was a black female doctor, and that was like, it's time, the baby's coming. And the baby was born, and we've never even seen this doctor. Actually, any of the doctors we've dealt with, none is a black female. And she described her to me too. A little bit heavy, kind of like poofy, curly hair a little bit. And very surprisingly, that day that she was born, the doctor that showed up late, the doctor that should have delivered the baby, she was, not her fault. It just happened like that, and she just didn't get there in time. It was a black female doctor that perfectly matched the description she had told me of the dream before she ever even went into labor. So how crazy is that? Another indication that dreams are not just stupid images and nonsense in your head. But anyway, so that's the story in a nutshell. It was wild. It was crazy. Like, we didn't sleep for 3 days. Last night, oh my God, we slept so good. And the baby is so much happier to be home. And she slept so good. And everything's good. So there's the crazy, twisted story. Hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts. Thank you again. Like I said, I really do appreciate all of you. You guys rock. And thanks for being here. Twisted Luck Truth. I'll see you soon.